Deuteronomy 13:16. Hake take et yoshevei ha'ir hahi lefi charev. Hacharem ota ve'et kol asher ba ve'et behemata lefi charev. So we continue here with the apodosis. So next we get, this is further what should be done if you find that person in the city who is enticing you away. Smiting you shall smite, or striking you shall strike. So here's the hifil infinitive absolute. Both of these are the root nun kaf he, to strike or to smite. And in both of these cases, the nun assimilates here as the dagesh. And then we get the typical ending of the infinitive absolute in the third he with the sere he, and then the imperfect with the segol he. So here we have an imperfect 2ms of the root. So let me just review that again. Infinitive absolute hifil of nacha, and imperfect 2ms of the root nacha in the hifil again. So striking you shall strike, direct object marker here, the inhabitants of that city, the inhabitants of that city. Inhabitants here is that call participle. It's masculine plural construct on the ending here, and the verbal root is yashav. The inhabitants of that city. You shall strike with the lip, or with the mouth of the sword. This would be a way of saying with the edge of the sword. And then we're going to see this again down here at the end. You shall strike the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword. Next, we get another hifil infinitive absolute. This time the verbal root is charam, and this is the word that you know of as devoting to the ban that we see in the book of Joshua, also earlier in the book of Deuteronomy. You shall devote to destruction, or devoting it. It here is a reference to that city. Notice the third feminine singular suffix here, devoting it to destruction. Along with, we might see this as a verb of accompaniment, along with it, all which is in it, all which is in it. We've got a verbless clause there. And another direct object marker, it's, third feminine singular, it's cattle, behema, with the edge of the sword.